Tonight at 5 o'clock, Trump's tariffs are set to take effect tomorrow, and China is reportedly ready to hit American goods with new tariffs, too.
It's our top story here today at 5, and the stock market has already pretty much tanked today on the news. According to ABC News, China's state-backed Global Times says officials are likely to target American agriculture products like soybeans, meat, and grains in retaliation. Tomorrow, Donald Trump is also set to implement his 25% tariffs on imports from Mexico and Canada, but China will have a 10% higher tax.
President Donald Trump met with national security advisors to discuss Ukraine's security today, days after a meeting in the Oval Office between Trump and President Zelensky turned into a heated argument. Zelensky says conversations are the first steps toward peace and that a final deal to end the war is very far away. President Trump today slammed those comments, claiming Zelensky's not ready for peace.
He said he thinks the war's going to go on for a long time. And he better not be right about that.
Zelensky, though, not mentioning the president by name, countered with peace is needed as soon as possible. European leaders responded to the Oval Office argument with renewed support for Ukraine. The British Prime Minister outlined a new plan to his parliament today that includes offering boots on the ground to curb future Russian aggression. The British Prime Minister's announcement also included a $2 billion investment for air defense missiles made in the UK. Well, you can watch President Trump's address to the joint session of Congress. It's tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on WHAS 11. That will be followed by the Democratic response.
Here at home, we're continuing to see the impact of massive federal layoffs, also right here in the state of Kentucky.
Today, a former worker for the federal humanitarian agency called USAID was speaking to our Isaiah Kim Martinez. He joins us right here in studio. So, Isaiah, we're starting to hear a lot more about this ripple effect. Who did you talk to?
Well, Shay, I talked with Mason Gersh. He's one of so many we've heard stories from recently. He's from Louisville, a Manual High grad and now a former federal government employee. Gersh received this letter last month saying his last day of work with USAID, the humanitarian agency gutted by Elon Musk, would be March 10th. The letter told him it's no longer in the best interest of the U.S. government to continue his employment.
We were all terminated with a single email without care to what we were working on, what life-saving work would be affected, and are now just in limbo. The agency has been destroyed and human lives are on the line.
Over the last 5 years, Gersh has responded to conflicts and disasters overseas, sending us these photos from countries like Jordan and Thailand there. And as we've reported, agencies like the National Weather Service here in Louisville have been impacted too. The chief meteorologist, a man you know well, taking what's called the Trump deal, an incentive package to retire early. We'll hear from him coming right up here at 6 o'clock. Shay.
All right, Isaiah, thank you very much. Meanwhile, in Frankfort, Kentucky, Republicans are one step closer to creating the state's own Office of Government Efficiency. Today, Senate Bill 257 passed in committee, and it is now heading to the full Senate floor. The sponsor describes it as an effort to ensure accountability and transparency of the use of taxpayer dollars. It would accomplish this by establishing a new office under State Auditor Allison Ball. That office would complete performance reviews of state agencies, recommend ways to streamline government operations, and then oversee the implementation of those recommendations.
It is our duty to taxpayers to ensure that we are utilizing their hard-earned dollars wisely and with prudence. And in our efforts as a state to reduce our income tax to zero, this can only help in that measure.
There are still some questions about how this office would be funded and staffed in the future. Today, Auditor Ball said they will start with bare bones staffing and then reevaluate next year, which will be a state budget year. And today, Indiana Governor Mike Braun signed an executive order to strengthen parental leave for state employees. The new policy says pregnant employees are now eligible for 6 weeks of paid recovery leave and up to 8 weeks if they have a C-section. This policy also applies to women who experience the tragedy of losing a baby in utero at 20 weeks or beyond. Employees who have worked for the state for fewer than 6 months can take up on this leave, but they must agree to work for 1 year when they return.
Here in Louisville, an 18-year-old boy is charged in the fatal stabbing of a 15-year-old girl, and he appeared in court this morning. Police say Caden Sevior allegedly killed Isabella Verbeer Saturday night at a home on Buckner Avenue near the Beachmont neighborhood in South Louisville. Sevior was arrested a short time later in the Iroquois Manor Shopping Center and charged with murder. Police say he admitted to knowing the victim before he stabbed her. In court today, attorneys said Sevior has severe autism. A public defender was appointed as his counsel. He was given a bond of $250,000 despite concerns that jail conditions could negatively impact him in his condition. He's going to be back in court on Tuesday, March 11th. We also heard from Izzy's family today. Izzy's sister, Felicity Cron, said although police initially noted that Caden and Izzy were in a relationship, they were strictly friends.
She only wanted to be friends with him. And he didn't want to take no for an answer, and I guess that's the reason why this happened. She didn't want nothing more, so he didn't want her to be alive if she wouldn't date him instead.
Izzy's sister said the night of the incident was just a regular hangout between the two. She said Izzy and Caden were longtime friends, classmates, and rode together on the same school bus. But now the family says their lives are changed forever. We'll have more from the family coming up tonight on WHAS 11 News at 6.
Checking in now with Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine as we give you a live look outside at blue skies, sunshine. What a gorgeous day today.
Nice chilly day. Sort of felt sort of perfect for this time of year in March as we clearly came in a bit like a bit of a lamb there, Ben Pine.
Yeah, it's about to get busy here, though, over the next couple of days, and maybe a little more snow for you, Doug, as well, a little bit later on this week. Out there now, sunny sky, and things are quiet today. Nice Monday, 55 and 57 are current temps at the airports, and really dry air. That dew point is at 9, that measure water content, and that puts our humidity all the way down to 15%. So it'll be a nice evening out there. After sunset, we'll drop into the 40s, but right now, all 50s throughout Kentucky and at the moment. We do have a wind advisory for tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. It goes all the way until 7 p.m. Wednesday, and likely staying breezy into Thursday with this just very huge storm system that's going to be crossing the area. But clear sky for now as we look ahead with Futurecast, again dropping into the 40s a little bit later this evening. Overnight low temps around 40 degrees, dry as we get started, mostly cloudy tomorrow. Strong winds kicking up tomorrow afternoon, bringing in some warm weather first in the mid to upper 60s tomorrow afternoon, about 15 degrees above normal. After around 7 p.m., some steady rain, heavy at times moving in for tomorrow night, and could see some wind gusts up near 50 miles per hour tomorrow night as well. So a bit chilly overnight, low temperature at 40 degrees, 57 at noon, in that forecast high tomorrow at 67 degrees. But then on the backside of the storm system, some cold air catches up, and that will likely switch us over to some snow showers. We'll time out all these impacts over the next few days coming up.
All right, Ben, thank you very much. Kentucky state lawmakers have proposed a ban on cell phone use in schools. It has exemptions for emergencies and would require each district to make its own policy.
Well, JCPS is crafting a proposal for the school board right now, but some schools have already adopted the no-use policy. Our Ian Hardwick visited Fern Creek High School today to see how it's working.
Just like this.
Dwayne Armand Langford
Bob.
keeps his phone in this pouch all day like most Fern Creek High School students.
You're going to live without it because this isn't your food and your drink. Less distraction, it's more success.
He learned the equation as the school committed to a phone-free day.
About 60 seats here in the cafeteria were designated for phone use during lunchtime, but not enough students were even using it for it to matter.
Assistant Principal Kenneth Christian convinced Principal Rebecca Nicholas that it'd work.
Even our best teachers would tell us, I can't compete with YouTube.
Students, their families, and staff alike voted for this policy change.
There will always be people who feel reluctance or who aren't sure if it will work for them. But I think building consensus is a really critical part of the process.
The school doesn't take the phones, instead keeping them in pouches. Some kids put them in their backpacks. So students have the phones all day, but they need to be unlocked with special magnets. During emergencies, teachers have more magnets or scissors to cut them open. And it's cutting down on brain fog too, says student Kendra Quay Mansell.
With the phone policy change this year, I realized that even outside school, I don't use my phone as much. Just there's always something happening on social media, and it's just like you're worrying about school, then you're worrying about this and that, and it's like it's not necessary.
Outside Fern Creek, the JCPS district is working on a plan to beef up its policy prohibiting phone use in class.
This has been a growing issue that has been with schools since about 2010.
Speaking in support at a February 25th JCPS board meeting, Principal Nicholas reported that change is going well.
44% of our students felt like they were learning more than they did last year.
Pouches like Fern Creek uses would cost about $2 to $3 million, Polio said. He'll present a beefed up phone plan to the board members in spring. In Louisville, Ian Hardwick, WHAS11, on your side.
House Bill 208 that would ban cell phones in K through 12 classrooms is up for its third and final reading in the State House of Representatives tomorrow. If passed out of the House, the bill would also need approval from the State Senate to become law.
Well, it is definitely a one-of-a-kind, very unique traffic pattern that whips you right into the Butchertown and Nulu neighborhoods. Construction on the Story Avenue East Main and Baxter Avenue intersection started today. City officials are looking to remove the divider island. We got the Sky 11 drone out on this nice day and flew right over that. You can see how the roads go all kinds of different directions around that island. They're going to get rid of the island and turn it into a traditional intersection with stoplights. This will include curb, bump outs, and crosswalks for pedestrians. The city says the project is set to be finished by the end of June, so use caution when you are in that area. And Louisville Metro Police are urging you to be aware of a phone scam going around where the culprit is pretending to be law enforcement. LMPD says the scammer will tell you there's a warrant out for your arrest for a missed court date and not showing up for jury duty or an overdue fine. You're going to be asked to pay a fee with a credit card, gift card, payment app, or cryptocurrency. Police say it's all a scam again. Don't give out your personal information or financial details and just simply hang up on them. If you believe you've been a victim, though, they want to hear from you. Call 574-LMPD or file a police report. You can do that easily online.